Okay, yo, what's up, guys? Normally I don't really do videos like that, and I tend not to talk, but I really wanted to show all of you how I make my beats. So I do have some examples here. Um, and I will obviously show you the beats first, and then I will go individually into them, and I can break them down, what sounds I used, what plugins I normally use, and how I do my drums. So this is gonna be the first beat we're gonna listen to. I've made it in, I think it was November of 2025. So yeah, you can tell it is definitely a hard beat, and I'm actually very proud of that one because it sound it sounded very different at the time from what I usually used to do. So we're gonna look at that, and I think I see a lot of people remaking songs produced by Legion and Sky and J Trench and all of these people, and most of the time I realize that they use a lot of high pitched and kind of like electrical metallic kind of sounds. And I also have two other beats that do sound somewhat identical to what Legion and Sky are using most of the times in their beats. Not identical from any beat that has already been made, but more so identical from these like electronic sounds and metallic sounds. But yeah, this is the whole beat. It's actually not that much. If you look at it, really, it's nothing really. I would say half of it is the drums and half of it is the melody. But I think the most important part is obviously how I got this loop. I will play right now. So yeah, that's essentially the main loop. It looks like this. Okay, that is definitely a lot of it. And it's a combination of multiple sounds. So, oh god, I think they're muted actually. Would have to look at where they are muted. Let me just. So that's a bass line. Yeah, and then I guess. Let me just see. God, I actually don't know what the hell I am. But what I like to do is I just make random melodies. Like you see, it's just like a random like lead, kind of like chopped up here, and I use them in a very like high pitch. I would say like right here around C6 and C7. Most of the people would probably use it between C5 and C6, but I tend to do my beats a little bit higher on like a higher octave. Let's see. I have no clue if there's any other sound set. Yeah, just like another lead. Then like another plug. It's always the same. Like it's. It really is just the same pattern all the time. Like there is really nothing else. And I think yeah, that's it really. And then you obviously render it out, and when you have it rendered out, I put it onto track 9, and now we're gonna go to track 9, and then you see a lot of stuff right here. And that's... Is it playing? No, it's not. Oops. Yeah, it sounds like that because I... So what is playing right now is the exact loop I made. So it's basically just I have consolidated it, and then I put it onto my Trackmaster, and then you add these effects. And I think those effects really made the whole melody what the melody turned out to be. So the first thing I was EQ. I always do that. I don't know why. I feel like that's more like a preference or habit that I have. I take out the bass, or like the lows. I guess that's what you say. You take out the lows. Some of the mids. This one. And there's a pitch shifter. I like to use this plugin a lot. You hear like there's like a delay of like some crunchy like electrical sounds. I like those, so I use them. Then a frequency splitter to get rid of the lows again. I don't know why I did that. I don't know what the reason was, but I mean I have it on there, so I guess there was some reason at the moment of making. And then the most important part is the cross beat, or the cross beat. I don't know how you say, but that made me like that is insane. So yeah, and then obviously here that like equalizer there, I always take out the lows. Yeah, and like yeah, it's just a like normal growth speed preset. Yeah. With like those animations on it. Yeah, that is. So that's the first part what I like to do. And then it also very simple. I take the rendered out melody that I have, and I put it into a. Let me see if I can find it. I put it into a Fruity Slicer, I think it's called. Oh yeah, here, Fruity Slicer. And if you go in this pattern, it's essentially like, you know, like, yeah, like it's just everything chopped up, essentially. And yeah, I do that too for my melody. And I feel like that's actually, yeah, that is the melody. Like, that is the melody. And then we have this part right here, which is again just the loop, but I put it onto track 21, and you can see there's another growth speed on there and a Fruity equalizer. The growth speed is actually just doing, yeah, it's just giving a little rhythm to it. Then we have these strings. Are those strings? Yeah. Although no, it's actually an oboes and sect from Xenology, so just to give it a little bit of rhythm. Then was this? Yeah, just a one shot from Soji's kit. Super simple. Like there is actually nothing hard about this, honestly, and that's the whole melody, really. Like, and then obviously the drums, right? I used two sound effects from super standard. Everybody uses it. I don't know why I use it, but it worked out. And then some standard drums. I feel like for me, what I like to do with my drums is to keep them hard. So I don't really want to have like some soft drums on such a good melody. I really want to use that melody, and what I do for that is yeah, making a really hard and distorted bass, but it should obviously still sound good. And that's how it sounds, only with the bass, so only drums. Like super simple. Fun fact about this, is that I use two hi-hat patterns. I use this one to give it like a little pitch, I guess, and then I use the standard hi-hat pattern. Yeah, simple. Just a normal snare. Also, what I like to use with my snares is some snares that sound more of EDM, or that sound like EDM. I don't really like to use claps that often. I feel like claps, it's just, I guess it's just not my sound. I enjoy those like EDM snares. I enjoy them more, for sure. Yeah, some simple open hats, a triangle, and I think this is just like, yeah, a snare. And if you add all of these together, then you will have the beat, and it's actually easy. Like, and then I rendered it out for some reason, and it's super distorted. I don't know what the reason was, I guess. But yeah, that's how I made the melody for that beat, or like the whole beat by itself. It's in theory actually not that hard. But I will go into more beats, of course. So I do have a beat that I've made recently in February that is one of my favorites, I would say. Yeah, it's this one. I will preview it in the project file, and I will obviously also break it down. And let's see. So this beat is, in comparison to the other beat, way more complex. Simply because I use more sounds, but the general idea of making beats is essentially the same. I again used multiple, or like try to make a loop. I think it was only with Hive this time. So yeah, I've made a loop with Hive. It sounds like this. Just use some random sounds. Like it really doesn't, like I'm gonna be honest, it really doesn't matter what sounds exactly you use. It's more about that you have a melody that is somewhat to your liking. And the moment you have that, you're actually good to go. And that's why you really just have to work with effects and how to reuse the samples that you're making. So what I did is I took this melody. Oops, what is it? Here, this pattern. Put effects on it. I think it's layer 6. Yes. I put vocodex on it. I put Grossbeard in it. And a fruity paramedic again. Then when I finished that, I put everything into a slicer, fruity slicer. And I drew this pattern with fruity slicer. And then I drew a second a second layer with this one. I reversed the sample. Yep, that's it. I just reversed it. And then this layer is just nothing, I guess. What is this? I don't think I used this, but yeah. Then I've used these chops, also made from the sample. Oh no, okay, so I just used a random sound from zero and then chopped it up. Rendered it out, chopped it up, boom. To make these like chops, yeah. Also put effects on them. Super simple. And if you not play these, like you have this one. That's it. And then we have another melody here, which is the Zerum again, but this time it's pitched up with pitch shifter, Grossbeard, vocodex, and paramedic. If you take these down, then it will sound like this. Yeah. Then for the rest of the melody, we have this sound. This is where it gets a little bit more complex. So for this sound, I essentially, let me see, I used a pitch shifter to make it high pitch. And that's it. I just basically rendered these two out. So I consolidated them, put a pitch shift on it and a growth speed, and that's it. Then these sounds, let's see. Also random plugin. Live sounds with effects on it. Then just another hive sound. Then here again the vocal chop. And that's it. Oh, actually not. There's another sample. Just reverse. That is really, and that's the whole melody. So if I'm gonna play the whole melody, it's just gonna sound like this. Let me see. So what's actually funny is you see that it's about sampling and mixing. It's just a simple as bass line. And yeah, that's it. That really is it. Like there is nothing else to it. Oh no, actually, okay, I'm sorry, there's one part missing. I again rendered out just one part of these, pitch it up by 1,200 cents, put it onto a mixer, and that's it. Now those are like these Legion and Sky sounds I'm talking about. They sound like very like crispy and very metallic and electronic, all of these sounds. Like what you do is essentially just finding a sound that reminds you somewhat of a bell or of a lead, a high-pitched lead. You should put it really high up into your piano roll. Let's say like you see like again C7, C8 is where I'm always going, and then you just render it out and pitch it up again, and then you just put pitch shifter on it and everything else, like pitch shifter, I don't know, electronic EQ whatsoever, with those like growth speed maybe, and exactly like that. That's how you're gonna get these like distorted electronic sounds. And now to the drums actually. Wait, did I forget something? I think I forgot something. Alright, yeah, okay, that's exactly the same sound. So yeah. So you see the sounds are very like, they're kind of like the same. And to the drums also just super simple. Super simple drums. Just, I think this is a Legion 808. Very electronic sounding or like metallic sounding drums that's what I like to use. whole beat. Yeah, so you can see how it would sound. Yeah. And also, what I think is very important for my beats is that you kind of have to let the 808s take control. I mean, that's just for me. I guess some people like to bring out the melody more. I like to give my beat the rhythm through the 808. That's something that I think I've always done with nearly all of my beats. Yeah. But then again, it's up to the person. Everybody can do it however they want. I just want to give like an insight into how my work state goes, into how I do my beats, etc. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Um, yeah, if you liked it, subscribe. Tell me what beat you want to tell me what beat you want me to break down. You can go to my song. You can visit my SoundCloud. I have some projects uploaded there. I think I will upload more in the future. But yeah, if you have any questions regarding any remake, any beat I've done, feel free to just DM me. Yeah, or just comment it. Like I feel like commenting is the best way. I will always see it. I will instantly respond and say if I have the project or not. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for coming in. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one.